John Liddle here for SWOSUsports.com with the Southwestern golf coach. We've got Brad Fleetwood here, a Western Oklahoma guy in his first year as the head coach of the SWOSU golf team. And this stuff's easy, just making super regionals on both sides, no problem whatsoever. But in all seriousness, how's Weatherford and the first year on the job been treating you so far?
It's been really good. We, this is an opportunity again for me and my wife we're both being from Oklahoma, to get home, get closer to family. And then, on top of that, coming to Southwestern and being a part of a school that's such a close-knit community, as well as a close-knit university, and we've been welcomed from day one, and it's been a great experience for us.
Well, we're really happy to have you, and really happy to see the success that your kids are having on the course, both in the fall and then on to the spring season as well. And that culminated with both teams being named, getting into super regionals and having a chance to even move on from there. I guess let's start with the girls' side of things. They get in as the 5th seed. Mm-hmm. You were mentioning to me a moment ago, maybe the spring hasn't been as successful, hasn't been as strong as the fall, but what were they able to do to finish 3rd at the GAC and do enough to get into the regional?
They've played solid all year, and again, their ranking and getting into the regional is again a testament to their body of work over the whole year. We did have a couple tournaments that we were didn't perform quite the way we wanted to, but I felt like the girls really finished strong. We finished 2nd in our last regular season tournament at Arkansas Tech, at Henderson State, losing to Arkansas Tech by just 1 shot. And then our girls went into conference, and I felt played really solid. At the end of the day, we got in the way of a really good team in Harding who played really well. And sometimes you control what you can control, and sometimes when a team goes out and plays really well, that's out of your hands. And so I was proud of the way our girls competed, proud of the way they fought, and overall, this regional bid is a testament to what they did all year long.
Now, your girls at the top, you've got some kids that got all-conference recognition. Mm-hmm. How deserved was that for the first teamers, Anna Laura Gomez and Margaret Musser, and also the Ashlyn, who got named to the 2nd team? How deserving was that for those
very,
girls?
Very deserving. And I'll be honest with you, Ashlyn could have been in that first team as well. I mean, she was right on the borderline. So, and as far as Anna and Margaret both being first team, they said very well deserved. I mean, they've just been very consistent for us all year. Anna had a win early in the year. Matter of fact, the very first tournament at Drury. Margaret finished 2nd at that tournament, and both girls have just played very consistent, along with Ashlyn as well. And so, but again, everything we've done this year has just been a total team effort. So.
And then headed to the super regional coming up here in Missouri. As far as that course at St. Joseph goes, if you've gotten to take a look at that with the girls, what do you think the keys are going to be for your team specifically to be as, I guess, as successful as they can be this coming week?
When you get into the postseason like this, obviously that margin for error gets less and less as far as moving on and as far as being successful and having an opportunity to win. So the biggest key for us is going to have all 5 girls playing. And, it's hard to survive just having 2 girls play well or 3 girls play well, when in the regular season sometimes you can get away with that a little bit. Postseason you really can't. So it's really going to be key for us to have all 5 girls playing well and being able, when we do throw out a score, being able to throw out what I consider a competitive score. And I think that would be very, very key for us.
It is interesting, though, isn't it, in team golf, that it's not like other team sports because, it is individualized in a way. But how can the team aspect of things help prop up all 5 girls as a whole and help them have the mentality they need to have to be playing at their best?
The girls have really, at the end of the day, they got to have a lot of confidence in each other. Mm-hmm. And because we don't call timeouts, we don't sub, we don't do things like that. But it's really amazing from a coaching standpoint. When things get going good, and this may even sound a little silly, but when things get going good, there's an energy out there, and our other players feed off of it. And at the same time, it goes the opposite way. It seems like when it starts going bad, that it trickles down through the entire team. And so that's maybe a hard concept to understand, but from a coaching standpoint, we see that all the time. And so again, that's where it's important to get all of our girls going, and not necessarily playing unbelievable, but playing solid through it around, because that that energy really it really flows through the team. Even though again we're not getting together in the middle of a round, we're not calling timeouts, so to speak, or anything like that. But our girls know when they're playing well, and our girls know when they're not playing as well. So so it's just, again, that's where it's really important to have all 4 or 5 of our girls, all 4 or 5 of them playing well at one time.
Talking with Brad Fleetwood, the head coach of the Southwestern golf teams, talking about the women here, and let's get into the men's side as well. Walter got named to the Player of the Year in the conference yesterday, and again, it seemed like any time you had a tournament, he's right up there at the top. But so consistent, and it wasn't like he just had a couple of good rounds of golf here and there. What can you attribute his consistency to?
He is just he's probably one of the most even-keeled individuals I've ever seen. I mean, he doesn't let mistakes or bad breaks, he doesn't let it rattle him. And he's what you want in a senior is from a maturity standpoint. He just goes along and he takes care of his business. And like I said, if he meets adversity, he's a laid-back individual off the golf course, and that carries over to his mentality on the golf course. And I think that's a big attribute to his success. On top of he has talent that just is incredible. He's very talented physically, but to combine that with his attitude and his mentality on the golf course, that's really where he becomes successful. So
now your team claims the 2 seed in the region. You did finish runner-up at the GAC tournament. Watching the scores day to day, you talk about having everybody playing well at the right time. That final day, everybody went low, and you guys gave yourself a really good chance to win that tournament. You fall short by a shot. How do you think that plays in as a motivating factor? I mean, I know a super regional is enough, but how does that play in as a motivating factor? Is that being the last taste that the guys have?
I think obviously it stings to lose by 1, but I really feel like our guys walked out that golf course feeling that was probably the best we competed all spring for sure. Our team makeup is a little different in the spring than it was in the fall. And our guys really believed that they were going to win that golf tournament. And even though we came up 1 short, and as I told our guys, they played to win that golf tournament. It was at the end of the day, unfortunately, it was a little too late. But I was extremely proud of the way our guys finished. We got off to a little slow start that day. Having already been 7 down, we probably spotted Arkansas Tech even a few more shots early in the round. And for them to come back and battle the way they did, and again, it was 1 shot, but they competed and they battled, and that's what I believe they left that golf tournament with. Even as disappointed as they were, coming just short like that, I really felt like they took a lot of confidence away from that golf tournament.
Now your guys get to go north. They get the they get the reward of going all the way up to Wisconsin.
Yes, they do.
Kenosha, Wisconsin. Is that how we're deciding to say it?
Kenosha, Wisconsin.
How much do you guys get to look at a course going into it? What do they send you as far as information and stuff on the course before you, or is it a matter of you have to get there a little bit early and practice on it? What, especially, I mean, I don't know if you've ever played in Kenosha, Wisconsin, but I'm guessing that you guys don't have much familiarity with it at all.
We don't go north just a whole lot. None of our players have seen this golf course. I personally have not seen this golf course. I mean, we do our research. I mean, and literally from a golf course standpoint, you can even do things as much as get on Google Maps and plot out, how the golf course is laid out and how it's designed. But other than that, it's not really any different than other than, handful of teams from that area that may have seen the golf course. Everybody gets a stipulated practice round the day before, and probably I'd say for 75-85% of the teams, it's going to be the first time they ever see the golf course. So it's a pretty even playing field as far as that. Obviously whoever hosts, which in this case Wisconsin Parkside, they'll know what that golf course looks like. But other than that, everybody else, it's just you get that practice round the day before, and that's it.
So you kind of feel the same way that you've got to have everybody playing well at the right time on the guys' side, as well to have a chance to move on.
No question. Yeah, we it's all about, again, at this point in the season, in the postseason, it's all about your depth, and it's all about really it's as important what that 4 and 5 guy do as much as it is what your 1 and 2 and 3 do, because again, you can't afford to take that big number and survive at this point in the postseason and have to count a big number. So yeah, very vital to have all 5 guys playing, and again, when you have that going on, again, it just feeds through the entire team, and it helps everybody to fulfill their role, whatever that role may be on the team. So.
And you talk about things feeding off themselves right now. I don't know if the golf team can feel it as well, but it just feels like that overall at SWOSU right now. You got the rodeo team doing so well, the basketball teams, the baseball team having a good shot at moving on to and advancing into the playoffs as well. Do you guys feel that as a whole at SWOSU athletically, that this is just a time where everything's looking up right now at Southwestern?
I do, and it's one of those things, obviously being new here and then just coming on campus in January. That's the feeling around here, and that's the attitude, and on top of that, it's the expectations of our administration, which I think is a big deal. Not all schools have that, and sometimes, obviously athletics is usually an important factor of every part of a university, but having that mindset of winning championships, both conference and regionals, and moving on to national championships, you don't have that feeling in every athletic department, and that truly is, again, not only the expectations here at SWOSU, but it's the attitude and it's the expectations. So,
well, it's really, really exciting. We're excited for you guys very much, and we look forward to watching how things come out over the next week. Thanks for talking with us,
John. Thanks a lot.
You got it. Brad Fleetwood, head golf coach at Southwestern men's and women's golf. John Liddle for SWOSUsports.com.